Calvary Watch Care members, it's Sister Means with you once again for Greenleaf Season 3, Episode 2, The Space Between Us. In this episode, we're seeing the breakdown of everything. We're seeing the space widening between the various couples. So you see it widening between Bishop and Lady Mae. You're seeing the division between Jacob and Carissa. In a sense, you're seeing the relationship between Zora and her parents and Zora and Sophia. You're seeing that differences are causing a widening conflict between Charity and Kevin. So let's get started talking about Bishop, Greenleaf, and Lady Mae. While Bishop has returned to the mansion, he is staying in the guest room. But when the bed is substandard and he tries to return to the marital bed to get some relief and try to get some sleep, Lady Mae dismisses it and says, "You need to try the sofa." As he exits the room, we see Grace trying to sneak in. She's got her shoes in hand, doing a walk of shame. And she asked her father, well, how are things going on with that? And he says, oh, we'll be together in a week or two. And she says, you don't believe that. He says, I walk by faith and not by sight. Right now, I'm going to bed. And so her mother comes to their bedroom door and makes sure that the door is closed. The next morning, Bishop and Lady Mae are dividing up course material. They have a workshop called The Vow. They have 30 couples that have signed up for this. And at this point, they can't tell people, to give their money back, or they're not in a position to give the money back to the people because things are not going right between them. And in fact, they're trying to present that they are this happy, well-adjusted couple, Christian couple, leaders and pillars in their community, and definitely have the ability to shed insight on what a successful Christian marriage should be. The irony is that, they're basically on different sides of things at this point. And they're bickering at the table in their little subtle ways. The tension is definitely there, but Grace is trying to encourage them. Lady Mae winds up talking to Grace about her sexual commerce with Darius, and Grace tries not to entertain and says, yeah, I love you too, Mom, goodbye. And she tries to just exit out of that without really getting involved with what her mother's saying. When Bishop and Lady Mae arrive at Calvary, they're hand in hand and they're smiling, and they're trying to present themselves as this very happy couple. You have Deacon Sykes, who's questioning Lady Mae. I don't know whether to say welcome back or, are you feeling better? And she's like, I got conflicting reports while you were out last week. And she says, oh, it was a combination of both. And, Bishop saying, isn't God good? Prayer works. And, we have to go right now because we have an important phone call to make. So they try to hurry things along. They get to the bishop's office and they speak to Corinne and try to be all smiles and present this happiness to Corinne. And, then they ask that she would quickly get in contact with her grandmother, who was Clara Jackson, because they want to invite her to dinner. They do invite Clara to dinner, but Clara says, as soon as I walked in the house, I could see that, something wasn't right. And they're worried that they haven't presented a good front. But what she was commenting on is the fact that she noticed that something was skewered, and she was talking about the McLean Castiles paintings. And Lady Mae said, oh, I just felt like a change. They eventually get around to asking Clara for the money, and she inquires, why do they need it? Why don't they have it? And they explain that they're not liquid for a few reasons, and how basically Robert put them in this awkward position. And, despite what her decision may be about providing them with the $2 million, they would still love her the same way. But before she leaves, she does kind of make a commitment to help them. That's when Lady Mae confronts Bishop about a discussion that she has with Rochelle, and we'll get to that in a moment. Now, you see, Grace wants her parents' marriage to work, and basically she's elected by her siblings to fix it. And, Grace thinks she can fix everything, and if she doesn't think she can fix it, she's going to at least try. So she will confront her father later on and says, why don't you do X, Y, and Z? You should go above and beyond, because after all, you did do this, that, and the other. And he basically says, look, your mom ain't no saint. She basically had an ongoing affair with my best friend Lionel. That was the last straw for Grace, because here she's defending her mother because she heard her mother crying, and she's like, Dad, you need to do something. This, after all, you're having this relationship with this woman. Of course, she's going to be suspicious. You're not trying to clarify things. And he says, there's nothing going on between me and Rochelle Cross. And he says it real loud so that Lady Mae will hear him from upstairs. But when he lets out the bag that she had this affair, that Lady Mae had an affair with Lionel, Grace confronts her mother right away. And she said, who are you to question me? You have no right to say anything to me about anything. Lady Mae is obviously offended that her daughter would even dare approach her about this. But Grace is even more offended. How are you going to sit up here and talk about my sexual commerce when you're guilty of having an affair yourself? And she's like, I'm done feeling wrong. I'm done feeling dirty. I'm done feeling bad. I'm just done. And, so they had a nice exchange of words at that point. Going to Grace and Charity, or not Grace and Charity, but Charity and Kevin, they can't get on agreement on this custody thing. And Kevin is adamant that, hey, you can do what you want, but you're going to leave baby Nathan here. And if you take him over state lines, that would be kidnapping. And, I'm not trying to keep you from doing what you want to do, but you're going to keep him with me. When she goes to check out Kevin's new apartment, she sees everything's in order. But that changes soon as Aaron walks in with a bag of groceries. And she says, is he staying here? And Kevin's like, no, he's just visiting. But that causes her to reach out to Jabari and says, I'm not coming back on the road. Jabari's upset. And she's like, but we still have us. And he basically bangs on her like, we don't have anything. And so that's how that particular portion ends with Charity and Kevin this episode. So they can't come to agreement. They're further apart than ever before. You have Grace and Darius having conflicts because Grace is over there seeing Darius, and she decides to come back home because she wants her mom off her back. And he basically says, hey, don't be a hypocrite like the rest of your family. And she said, thanks for making this easier for me. And that's when she leaves. So you're kind of seeing, she can't get the agreement from Darius that she wants. And, he says things that, it's one thing if I talk about my family, but you can't talk about my family. And, she really got ticked at that point, went home, tried to address this issue with her parents. And that's when that blew up. The other thing that was interesting in this episode is that you have Jacob working with Carissa, and Carissa is having a hard time trying to navigate being a full-time mother, a full-time principal of a school, full-time lady, first lady. And, Jacob was encouraging her, hey, I really need you. We have new membership classes. And on Friday, we have to consult with the streaming people because they're going to start streaming services. People are going to be watching us. So there's more additional pressure. But she says, yes, I'm going to be at the new members classes. She misses the class because there are some parents that come in. They're big donors. Their son got a B. He wants to go to an Ivy League school. They don't want him to have a B. They want her to fix the grade. And they basically just give her a hard time. So by the time she finished dealing with that, she comes to the new membership class. The class is actually being dismissed. And of course, Tasha helped him facilitate the meeting. So we have Ethel Gibson, who is a potential new member, talking to Tasha. And Tasha goes to introduce Ethel to Jacob. And Ethel asks Carissa, are you planning on joining the church? She said, oh no, I'm the first lady. And so Ethel Gibson, and she's an older woman, Ethel Gibson turns to Tasha and says, I thought you were the first lady. And she said, oh no, I'm not. She says, oh, this is, Pastor Greenleaf, and this is his wife. And, then Mrs. Gibson says, oh, well, I do look forward to meeting you, but Tasha's ushering her away. That, of course, made Carissa feel some type of way. And Jacob sees that she is trying and that she is struggling. He's trying to get her a gift, and Tasha offers her assistance and suggests that he gets jewelry. She even takes him to her drawer because she wants a drink of champagne and she wants to look at jewelry. And she selects the piece that he winds up purchasing for Carissa. And she says, she tries it on in the store. She thinks it's so beautiful, so elegant. And she says, I just want to keep this in my memory bank. So he takes a picture of her in this piece of jewelry. He winds up getting it, and he goes to, comes home late. And of course, Carissa's there, but she's talking to Charity because Charity's complaining about Kevin and him insisting on, giving her her way to go about Nathan. And, Carissa's trying to advise her about that. Meanwhile, we have Zora and Sophia in the room. And, Zora's like, oh, I just want to apologize. She's basically trying to butter her cousin up because she wants Sophia to buy her a cell phone. Because, of course, she's on lockdown. So she wants Sophia to buy her a cell phone with the money that she's been stealing from the church so that she can use it to call Isaiah. And Sophia refuses it. But she tells Jacob, hey, you can trust her, let her watch TV or something. He brings TV in and, says it was Sophia's idea. But when she goes to watch it, of course, any of the good channels are locked down. You also have Jacob winds up presenting the gift to Carissa. She, of course, appreciates it. And, that wins him some brownie points. That won him some come and see me in the bedroom time. And before he does, he goes to check his phone. He realizes he still has Tasha with this necklace around her neck, the picture of her on the phone. He deletes it right away. So the problem that I see is that you have Jacob relying more and more on Tasha because she's feeling it in ways that Carissa just simply can't. And there is this sexual tension between them too. There's a bit of innocence, and, you know, Jacob hasn't done anything out of the way, but we know that, you know, infidelity has been an issue for him in the past. So we have to watch this carefully and see how it goes. And as for Lady Mae and Bishop, the episode ends with her coming in and storming into his office at Calvary, demanding that he gets off the phone. And she says, look, you know that you slept with my sister, and I believe it was more than once. And, you know, you told the one secret I had, you told it to Grace, you know, which might as well be her arch nemesis. And, you know, I'd be a fool to stay with you after all of this. So, you know, I don't have any clarity to your relationship with this Rochelle Cross person. And the bottom line is, after we get this money and we take care of this audit, I'm divorcing you. But I'm not saying it as, I'm saying it nice compared to how she told him. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it seems like the axe has been laid down, and, you know, Lady Mae has had it. Let's see if they're able to mend fences. But the direction it's going, it looks like they are headed down that line. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. Please vote down below and subscribe. Have a good one. Bye.